guys, Miss Naylor here. We're going to be doing our citation for the website for our John Steinbeck research project this evening. So you're going to need your reference book. Please find it. Looks like this on the cover, only yours has your name on it and your class period. Okay? So get that out. Make sure you're ready to roll. Then you're going to need to go to NoodleTools.com. Alright? And you'll go ahead and log yourself in. And that'll take you over to your dashboard. And I'm going to want to click on my John Steinbeck project, because that's what I'm going to work on. Which takes me, I'm actually now in my dashboard officially from my projects page. I'm going to click on, up here it says bibliography. Right here where it says MLA Works Cited, that's what I'm going to be looking at, and I have my select a citation type. So I have to drop down here. I have to click on website and click create citation. Remember, it comes up with this screen and we don't need this, we just click continue. And it thinks for a minute and then it takes me here. Now I'm going to want to be looking at the very back of my packet where it has the website page. You'll see the owl there, okay? And we're going to get a lot of our information for our citation from this page. So you're going to be looking very carefully at this as we go. Going back to Noodle Tools, the first thing that Noodle Tools asks us for is the name of the website. Now, the website is actually, the entire site, not just the one page that you're looking at. So I can look for that in a couple of places. Usually at the top of the screen somewhere it lists the title of the actual site. A lot of the times it's somewhere at the bottom as well. And if I'm looking at the different tabs that are open on my browser, it actually includes, usually the tab has the title of the website there. So for me, I'm going to look back at that screen quick. And if you look right up here, it says Elements of Literature. That's actually the name of the website that we were on when we did this, Elements of Literature. Because that's the name of the website I was on, that's what I'm going to type in here. Elements of Literature. There we go. And if you look, it says provide the name of the website or project, not the URL. Capitalize the first word, I did that. The last word, I did that. Subtitles in all principal words. I don't have any subtitles, and I don't capitalize of. That's not necessary. So, Elements of Literature is the name of the website. The next thing that it asked me for is actually the publisher, and there are a couple of different places that I can look for this. You can look right up here, it actually tells us that Holt is the publisher, okay? But there's another place that's better to look on this particular piece, so we really know for sure that it's the publisher. It's really kind of hard to see here, but in very faint type on your packet at the bottom of the page, they're still on the page with the owl, it says, copyright by Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston, all rights reserved, terms of use, credits, privacy policy, all of those things. Those are actually links you could click on in some cases, but it tells us who the publisher is. Knowing who the publisher of the site is, I can now type in Holt. Okay, and it says here, the publisher of the site is what company, organization, or school publishes or sponsors this website as a whole. Look for a copyright statement at the bottom of the web page. That's exactly what we did. We found the copyright. And then it says shorten the name when appropriate and omit words like Inc. and Co., short for Incorporated and Company, right? Those really aren't necessary, and in this case, because they only list Holt at the top of the page, I know I can only list Holt as my publisher, even though technically it's Holt, Reinhardt, and Winston. So that's why I did it like that. The most recent date of access isn't actually today for us. This page was printed off for us by someone else, so the day it was accessed is the day printed at the bottom of the page. I want you to find the date printed at the bottom of the page right now and put your finger on it. So if you look, it's actually October, October the 25th, 2010. And then finding the date of e-publication is the next thing we need to do. Now usually if I'm looking for a copyright date, okay, or the date of publishing, I'm going to look for that copyright, and next to that copyright there might be a date. Sometimes at the bottom of the page it lists a specific day and month that it was published. Sometimes it's just a year. But if looking at this page, there isn't one listed. So what did we learn about when there's nothing listed? We learned that if it isn't there, we don't put it. We just leave that space blank. So that's what we're actually going to do. And if I click in date of month, date of e-publication, it says date of e-publication or copyright. I don't have a copyright or a date of e-publication, so that I'm going to skip over. The next thing that Noodle Tools asks us for is the URL. Okay, and I want you to look at the very bottom of the page in front of you, and you'll see there's this long URL listed out. Okay? We're not going to type all of that in because our job isn't to provide necessarily the exact page of the website that is that we used. It's to tell our reader where we found our information, and that can just be as simple as the website. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now you'll see that the box on your right says the 7th edition of MLA Handbook does not require a URL unless your reader will not be able to locate the source without it. We've talked about the difference between MLA and APA and Chicago style. So in this style of writing, you don't actually have to have a URL, but what that means is that different institutions generally set some rules. So here at Country Day, our rule is that you have to tell us what website you got it from, but not the specific page it's from. So we're just going to put in, very simply, the main, like the home page of the website that we used, which would be http:// and you can find this on the bottom of your packet, that last page, so you can just follow along with me from there. eolit.hrw.com. And that's all we have to put. Pretty simple, right? The next thing we're asked to put in is our contributors. Now there are options here. You'll see you can put in author, editor, or translator. You can put in first names, middle names, last names, suffixes. We talked about suffixes, I believe. Okay? But let's take a look at our document really quickly. If you look at this, you'll see that we don't actually have any information about who wrote this article. Okay? There's no one listed as an author right here. We just know who it's about. That's the title. And it's not listed at the end where it says with his dog Charlie either. If you see, like the article just ends, there's no one, it's not attributed to anyone at the bottom. So again, that means that for this contributors, we just leave it blank. We did, however, find when we were just looking what the title of the article we were looking at is. Okay? It's what's in the largest font or what's in bold. And like we said, we were looking at the John Steinbeck article. Okay? This has a title, so we don't check untitled. We don't need to change anything here. And if you look, we're not doing annotations. So that actually means that we're finished with this citation. I'm going to click submit, and it's going to show up right here for me. Let's see. Here he is. My pink one, John Steinbeck, Elements of Literature, Holt. No date. The ND means no date for publishing date. Web, that means it's published on the web. I don't have a hard copy of it. We do have a hard copy, but it was originally published on the web. We just printed it off. 25 October 2010, that's when it was accessed online. And then here, right here, that is my URL. So, good job, guys. Make sure you saved, and then you are finished.